Hi guys, this is Crossley of Eclipse Gaming TV and welcome to part 23 of my lower league to Champions League challenge with Dover Athletic on FM2014. So as is always the way with these videos, I'm once again needing to apologise for the big gap between the last part going up and this one. It seems like another month has gone by since I've thrown anything up, so apologies for that. It's been a very manic 2014 and things like this YouTube project and a little blog I'm trying to get going and haven't managed to have just been thrown by the wayside. So apologies for that. I'm going to try and at least make sure I'm fairly consistent and throw up a part a day or something just to keep it ticking along. But it's all pretty tough to make that happen, unfortunately. So yeah, apologies for that. And to cover a couple of messages that I've got in, one bit of feedback saying why am I offering the players what they ask for when I should be able to whittle things down a little bit. Well, yeah, fair enough. That is a good point. It's something that I only seem to do with staff rather than with players, and I will give it a go. And there have been a few times where I've really wanted players that are strong for the non-leagues that I went for and still didn't get on a couple of those occasions. But I think that's got something to do with the habit I have of normally taking on clubs that have lots of money to spend on wage budgets and then try and do some fun things with them. A bit like I'm doing with Manchester City and making sure I sign just English players. But that is some feedback I will take on board, and if I go for any more signings I will try and whittle the wages down because it's just a habit that I haven't been getting into and I probably should. So thanks a lot for that. And also there is a bit of a request or a mention to have a Gillingham version of this, and it will be something I'll get going eventually. Really happy with the Gillingham forward line, and it looks to be pretty sharp on the game as well, so I will probably take that on once life starts to get a little less crazy, shall we say. And now on to the Dover aspect again. We are not doing particularly well. I'm thinking I'm going to be down the job centre before long. We're supposed to be getting into the playoffs. We're only 7 points adrift of the playoffs, but we are languishing down in 14th place. So some work is needed. And we're taking on one of those teams we're trying to chase down here, Chelmsford, away. So our chances are fairly slim, I would say, but we'll give it a go. Give you a quick run through of our lineup. So Tom Winter, fairly a solid pick at left back. Very rarely has anyone to rotate out for him. And Goyan Forbes, our main two starting centre back partnership. Kerry Gilbert, ex-Arsenal player. Harry Milton, is he 20 now? Yep, 19, now 20. Our only real option at holding midfield, but quite happy to throw him in there. Kuru and Kogan in central mid. Alex Federa in his role in the hole, 34-year-old Brazilian journeyman, 33, sorry. And thought he would be doing the business up front, but it turns out that this role between the front two has been the best one for him. Elliot Charles coming in there, always willing to score a couple of goals in FM 2014. Certainly doesn't want to do it in real life for Dover though, unfortunately. And we got Nathan Elder, who is going to be our target man. Got Adamola on the bench, our top scorer by quite some margin, so we may well see him introduced at some point to mix things up a bit. So let's get to it. And keep our fingers crossed. Juggling it around in the centre spot. Zero tries a nice little chip through, doesn't quite come off though. And a hopeful ball into the box. Our terrible defending has once again let us down. Look at the state of this. Keeper should have claimed it. Three players in Dover shirts standing around it, and they still let the guy jump in and win the header. That's pretty grim, actually. One of those train wrecks that you don't want to watch too many times. I think if that happened in real life, I'd have that thing looped and playing to the players in the team meeting. All looking a bit too comfortable for Chelmsford so far. Brokoga with a chance of the free kick. Blazes it just over the bar though, unfortunately. We haven't got anyone that's particularly prolific from set pieces. Joe Carter playing for Chelmsford on loan from Gillingham. One of their youth prospects that's never really got a look in the first team. Okay, well, we'll give the players a bit of a hammering for that. Going to make a change to throw Adamola on for Nathan Elder, because that is definitely not working. And we'll switch it around, so we'll put Elliot Charles as the big target man. Adamola trying to make the runs off him. Get on the shoulder of the last defender. I'm fairly confident this will work as long as we can actually get hold of the football and launch something in attack, because we haven't seen too many of those opportunities, as Searle does a much better job with that one and comes out and claims the ball. Trying to play it up from the back. Hasn't worked particularly well, but Kogan latches onto that ball. And Charles got a chance and he's strayed offside. Oh my. And you see, very tidy finish as well. If he'd actually managed to watch the line, which seems to be a very tough thing for these strikers to be able to do at any level, as Elliot Charles gets an opportunity and blazes just wide. So we're starting to look threatening. But yeah, it just baffles me how so many strikers just can't watch the line and make sure that they are onside the whole time. It's ridiculous. There's no reason for it. And more often than not, the guys that do it are the quicker players that have got the pace to be able to get in around the back anyway. It's completely pointless, but never mind. I suppose I can't talk too much. I'm not the best footballer you'll ever meet, let's put it that way. And I don't know how we've not gone 2-0 down there. He'll be hanging his head in shame, and I'm sure Chelmsford will be hoping that doesn't cost them, but after our performance so far, I don't think it particularly will. Last throws of the game here, really. Chance for Tom Winter to burst up the wing, which he doesn't take, and that is game over. Assistant manager suggests that we sympathise with the team, and I'll kind of go with that, but also a few of the performances weren't quite up to snuff. Shouldn't have let that goal in for the first place, and Elliot Charles had a couple of really good opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net as well. So it seems to be the oh-so-common story. There are a few positives that we can take out of these games, but we are not picking up the points to go with it, and I am expecting that I'm going to be down the job centre very quickly here with this Dover Athletic project. And I guess that gives me an excuse to work on the Gillingham one, if nothing else, if I get sacked here, but hopefully that doesn't happen and we can turn it around still. Got over half the season left to go, I believe, so there is still chances. There's enough games in hand for us to start picking up these 3 points, so hopefully we can make it happen. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. And even though I'm going to try my best to get the parts up a little more frequently than I have been, the way things have been going, that might be a little bit tough. So apologies in advance, and hopefully catch you next time.